Hi, this is Yolanda Vanveen, and in this segment we're going to discuss how to plant a bare root tree or shrub. Now, trees and shrubs can't come in all shapes and sizes, and there's many different ways you can buy them. You can buy them in a pot already growing, you can start them by seed, or you can buy them by the bare root. And basically that is just a tree that has all the dirt removed from the roots, and all you have is the tree and the root, and they'll wrap up the tree usually in plastic, or you'll put it in a burlap bag, and you'll just have the bare rooted tree. Or shrubs come that way too. And so when you plant it, the first thing you should do is give the roots some air. That means take them out of whatever bag or whatever they're in or container and really separate them and really give them some new growth. And sometimes it doesn't hurt to even trim them back a little bit or just break them up a little bit, because then that encourages new growth. So that's the first thing you should do. And whether you're putting them in the ground or another container, plants actually like to be a little bit tight. They don't want to be in too big of containers. But yet trees like pine trees that grow very quickly, it's better to start with a smaller pot, get a good set of roots, and then move to a larger pot. And when you're growing in containers, make sure that you've got plenty of room for the roots to expand. So a lot of times if it's a big growing tree, then get a larger container. And when you plant it, make sure not to plant it any deeper than where the root line was from the original tree. Because if you plant the dirt up to this line, a lot of times what happens is the tree won't get any oxygen. And for a tree, their bark is like our skin. And if part of their skin is covered at all times, for example, like a Band-Aid covers our skin, I know from the kids, if you don't get that Band-Aid off within a few days, the skin starts to get a bad rash on it. And that's what happens to trees too. You don't want to cover any of the bark. So you make sure when you cover the dirt that the dirt is not going past where the roots have ended. And then just make sure and plant it a little bit below the line so that when you water it, the water doesn't come out. And always plant your trees or shrubs as soon as possible, because you want to get those roots some air and get them out of the bags or get them out of the containers as the bare root. And make sure if they're in a burlap bag to take all the burlap off before you put them in the ground. The burlap does kind of disintegrate over time too, but it will strangle part of the roots if it can't actually spread out very well. So plant them any time of the year. The best time to plant trees and shrubs is in the fall, so they have all winter to get established and lots of water. But you can really transplant them any time of year as long as you give them lots of water.